I began to realize that the case for Christianity was very, very strong. But I didn't accept it. And this is hard to explain, but the reason I didn't accept it was because of subconscious factors. There was a lot I would have to give up if I were to become a Christian. The biggest one, right? Chapter 5, verse 72 of the Quran makes it very clear. If you believe Jesus is God, you are going to hell. Chapter 5, verse 72 of the Quran is classified as the only unforgivable sin, shirk, believing someone other than Allah is God, and the example that's given there is Jesus. So if I'm wrong about this, I'm going to hell forever. That didn't quite bother me as much as the other two, though. The next one was Muslims, if they leave their Islamic faith, even here in the United States, they are often killed for it. But the biggest issue for me was that if I, as the only son in my family, accepted Christ, my family would feel like I had stabbed them in the heart. You have to understand, Islam for Muslims is more than just a set of beliefs, it's their identity. And our parents were not just followers of Islam, they lived Islam. Islam was their life, as it was mine. And to leave it would be like betrayal. I just looked at the evidence and I said, oh, I'm not convinced. But the thing that was keeping me from being convinced was the cost that I would have to pay, subconsciously. And so I began to pray. And I prayed fervently. And I prayed to God. I said, God, I have come to a point where I realize that I cannot figure out who you are. You have to tell me who you are. And if you will tell me to be a Christian and to follow Jesus, I will follow you. And if you tell me to stay a Muslim, I will follow you. Just give me a vision, give me a dream, give me something so that I know you're telling me what's the truth. And he did. He gave me a vision. God made this abundantly clear to me through dreams and visions, as he does with many Muslims around the world, by the way. Now I heard the message. And the Christian message is this. We have separated ourselves from God, our loving Father, through our sins. Now, as a Muslim, that didn't make any sense to me, because as a Muslim, I believe that if you do bad deeds, you can just do good deeds and you'll kind of cover them up. It'll be taken care of, you know? It's not just, I can do more good things than bad. No, I'm supposed to do good anyway. The sin destroys you. I heard that message and I grasped it, and then I realized, wait a minute. Are you telling me that I've separated myself from God? How can I bring myself back? I can't. I cannot bring myself back. But God knows that. And God knew that from the creation of the world. And he loves us so much that he is willing to take my sin. This doesn't make any sense to the Muslim mind. It took me a long, long time to grasp it. It made no sense. Because I couldn't envision God leaving his throne. God is up there in heaven somewhere being worshipped by angels, surrounded by light and love and bliss, and that's where God is. Why in the world would he come here? He never would come here. He's too majestic for that. But the Christian message tells us that God did not consider his majesty something to grasp, something to hold on to. This is Philippians 2. He did not consider his place, his status, greater than his love for us.